It's preseason game one, and Cincinnati Bengals fans are already concerned. Welcome back to the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing day. I haven't been on the channel this week much because I'm on vacation and work. But anyways, last night, and Isaac already gave his reaction, so this is my reaction to the Bengals' first preseason game. A lot of Bengals fans are concerned, mainly the defense. Obviously, Burrow, Chase, D, and the offense, they did their thing the first quarter. I'm going to talk about the end. But the main concern, what the Bengals fans were mainly looking for, was the defense. And a lot of concerns are coming from this defense. Before I jump into anything, though, um, I like I like photos, and the Bengals are back. So let's look at some cool photos from yesterday. There's Yoshi, Dino, Ted Karras. Actually, let me say right here, a big jump, and this is offense. But a good thing that I saw yesterday was that the offensive line, and I know it's preseason. We're going up against the Philadelphia Eagles backups on defensive line, but the offensive line held our own. I think Joe Burrow got maybe hit twice, if that. So offensive line, that was a good thing to see for them protecting Joe Burrow. So that was good. Once again, preseason going up against backups, and lastly, Joe Burrow. But let's look at this tweet, and this tweet is funny to me because it's very true. The Bengals had five starters out on defense in the opening drive with a new defensive player caller, defensive coordinator, and had miscommunication issues in the preseason. And there's actual coverage that it's a big deal. Touch grass. And he's talking about obviously the fans, but also mainstream media, ESPN, everybody is talking about how this preseason game one is showing that the Bengals defense is going to suck. And I don't think we're going to have the best defense in the world, but I don't think we're going to suck. Let me say why. Even Zach Taylor, post game, that he was asked about the defense, and he said we used very vanilla play calling. He said we didn't want to show Al Gordon's total scheme and playbook in the preseason because that's going to be used for the season. So they used very vanilla, and he said we only played man on man and just try to let our guys have some one on one matchups to get some extra weapons, kind of like a practice or scrimmage, which it is. Um, so the fact that everyone is freaking out as much as they are, and yes, I would have liked to see Burrow and Chase drive down the first series, score, and then the defense make the Eagles backups go three and out. That's what I would have wanted. That's not what we got. Once again, Trey Hendrickson was out. He's going to be starting on the defensive edge. DJ Hill was out. He's going to be starting in the interior on defensive line. That's two starting defensive linemen out. Um, Cam Taylor Britt, he was out. Dax Hill, he was out. So there's a bunch of players that were out on the defense. Um, Obviously, I would have liked to see them um, do better than they did, but we still are getting accustomed to Al Gordon's scheme. First year, first game, preseason game with Al Gordon, so there's going to be obviously communication issues. There's going to be things that have to work out. But that wasn't even all of our starters. And once again, preseason game. Don't put too much weight on what happened to the defense of the Cincinnati Bengals. I would have liked to see better, but next week, hopefully it increases. And I don't think we'll see anything um, from Al Gordon's playbook this preseason. I think it's just going to be very vanilla the whole preseason. Man on man, let's see what our guys can do up man on man, specifically the corners. So don't act or be surprised if this preseason you don't see Al Gordon's playbook because Al Gordon's playbook is very aggressive. I don't think we'll see that until week one. And I think week one, hot take, will probably have three turnovers, hopefully, because of how aggressive, and that is Al Gordon's scheme, is being aggressive and turning over the ball. So that's what I hope to see week one against the Cleveland Browns. But don't put too much weight into this preseason. Um, don't put too much weight into it. Don't let it fool you. Don't let it make you think the season's already over. Even Joe Burrow, he had a great couple of drives literally, and he said he was average. Everyone's saying Joe Burrow looks better than he has ever in his career, so that's a good thing that we have to look out for when the regular season actually starts. But once again, do not put too much weight into how the defense performed. Week one of the preseason, starters were out. Al Gordon's not going to show his playbook in the preseason, um, and it's a preseason. It doesn't really matter. There's a different feeling for players from when playing a regular season game and preseason game. You want your players to put your all in every single game, every single snap, but you're not going to do that in the preseason. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to do stupid stuff, get injured. miss out on the season, all that good stuff. But another good thing that I saw from the defense, Jamar Stewart. He had a very good appearance in the first game with the Bengals. Got a tackle for a loss on third down. Got pressure on the quarterback. Made it an incomplete pass. He was in the backfield pretty much every play he was in. So what's going to be exciting about the regular season is when Trey Hendrickson and Jamar Stewart are on the offensive line or defensive line together. Jamar Stewart's going to be putting pressure on the quarterback, and Trey Hendrickson is one of the, if not the best finishers in tackling or sacking the quarterback in the NFL. So you have a guy that's getting pressure on the quarterback or getting in the backfield every single play in Jamar Stewart, with Trey Hendrickson having the best cleanup in the game. That's going to be massive for the Bengals, looking for Trey Hendrickson to make around the same amount of sacks he had last season, hopefully. And Trey has been helping Jamar Stewart with technique and different ways to maneuver your body to get those sacks, rack up more sacks than he has been. Hopefully, Trey Hendrickson and Jamar Stewart both have double-digit sacks. Because if they both have double-digit sacks, then that's a career year for both, obviously for Jamar Stewart being his first year, but a franchise probably record for the Bengals with sacks in a season. So that would be huge. But a little flimsy. Let's talk about this guy and Jamar Chase. Actually, um, obviously, I was actually surprised. So the week series one that came out, Joe Burrow, they go right down the field on the first and goal touchdown. Jamar Chase, Lucas Patrick fell, tripped a guy, chop block. So they backed it up to the 20-yard line. Then we score again. That was good to see. I was kind of scared. I was like, dang, they're probably going to take Joe Burrow out now, but no, they did not. Zach Taylor delivered on his promise. Joe Burrow and the starting offense played the entire first quarter. And this is what they did. First preseason game in the books for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Burrow 9 for 10 in that one incompletion was him in the first series. A throw to T. Higgins was a little bit above him, a little bit behind him. And then he settled in and was throwing dots left and right. Jamar Chase had the catch. If that was a regular season game, could have been a potential catch of the year. But he had went 9 for 10. 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 4 catches, one of the best catches I've seen. 77 yards and 1 touchdown, and most of those 77 yards, like 40 of them, come from that touchdown. So that was great to see them out there. Obviously, just seeing the Bengals is great. I love watching the Bengals. Once again, do not put too much weight into the preseason. Do not put your hopes in this season on how the defense performed in preseason. We're not going to see the playbook from Al Golden in the preseason. We're most likely not going to see Trey Hendrickson in the preseason because of the freaking contract situation. So don't put too much weight on that defense. But it was exciting to see the Bengals out there. Football is officially back, and soon enough, it'll be week one against the Cleveland Browns, and the Bengals will get their first dub of the season. But thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below what were your main takeaways from the preseason game. Like this video, subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel if you love the Bengals. It's not just me and Isaac. We'll be talking about the Bengals and only the Bengals right here on the Bengals Digest channel every single day. Thank you so much for watching this video. For the Bengals Digest channel, I'm Carson Lokey. Have an amazing day, and God bless.